The afternoon sun was fading, casting long shadows across Maplewood Lane when Evelyn Thomas slowly climbed the steps to her front porch. Her knees ached. Her hands trembled slightly as she steadied herself on the railing. It wasn't just age. It was the weight of years spent being told she didn't belong. That's when she heard the sharp voice behind her. "Excuse me!" Evelyn turned, startled. A woman in a pristine white blouse and oversized sunglasses stormed toward her, clipboard in hand. It was the HOA president, Karen Whitmore. Karen's tone dripped with contempt. "We've told you before, you can't leave junk on your porch. This neighborhood has standards." Evelyn blinked, confused. "That's not junk, ma'am. It's my late husband's chair. I was just cleaning it." But Karen didn't listen. Her lip curled. "People like you think rules don't apply, huh?" And before Evelyn could step back, Karen kicked the old chair, and it struck Evelyn's shin. Evelyn gasped, clutching the porch railing as pain shot through her leg. The chair toppled, splintering on the wooden floor. "Please," Evelyn whispered, "that chair means something to me." Karen crossed her arms. "Maybe you should move to a neighborhood that fits you better. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening." Evelyn's heart sank as she knelt, trying to gather the broken pieces of what was left. Behind her, Karen snapped a few pictures on her phone, muttering something about violations and filing a report. Then, without another glance, she walked away, heels clicking against the pavement like judgment itself. For a moment, silence returned. Only the soft hum of cicadas filled the air. Evelyn sat there, staring at her hands. Wrinkles lined them like rivers carved by years of hard work and quiet dignity. Then she heard a car pull up behind her gate. The familiar sound of the engine made her look up. Her son, Marcus Thomas, stepped out, his uniform crisp, badge glinting in the sunlight. Police Captain Marcus Thomas had just come home from a 36-hour shift. "Mom?" he said, his voice laced with concern. "What happened?" Evelyn tried to smile, brushing dust off her dress. "It's nothing, baby. Just a misunderstanding." But Marcus saw the bruise forming on her leg. He crouched down, his jaw tightening. "Who did this?" Evelyn hesitated. "She's just the HOA lady. Don't make a fuss, Marcus." He stood, his height casting a shadow across the porch. "I'm not making a fuss. I'm making it right." Across the street, Karen stood with two other homeowners, laughing over something on her phone. She didn't even notice Marcus walking toward her until his shadow fell over her clipboard. "Afternoon, ma'am," he said calmly. His badge caught the sunlight. "You mind explaining why my mother is injured on her own porch?" Karen's smirk faltered. "Oh, I didn't know she was your mother." Marcus tilted his head slightly. "Would that have changed how you treated her?" Karen stammered. "She was violating HOA rules." "Rules," Marcus interrupted softly. "I've enforced rules my entire career, but I've never seen one that gives someone permission to kick an elderly woman." A small crowd began to gather, neighbors watching, whispering. One of them, a young woman named Claire, stepped forward. "Captain, I saw everything. She didn't do anything wrong." Karen's face flushed red. "This is absurd. You people always play the victim." "Stop," Marcus said sharply. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried the weight of command. "I could press charges right now, but instead, I'll ask you to apologize. Properly." Karen's lips tightened. For a long, tense moment, the only sound was the breeze rustling through the trees. Finally, she muttered, "I'm sorry." Marcus didn't move. "Look at her when you say it." Karen turned toward Evelyn, eyes downcast. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Thomas." Evelyn nodded quietly. "I forgive you, dear. We all make mistakes. But remember, respect costs nothing." The words hung in the air, soft yet powerful. Even Karen looked momentarily humbled. That evening, the sun dipped below the horizon, Marcus sat beside his mother on the porch, the broken chair replaced by 2 new ones he'd bought that afternoon. "Mom," he said, "I know you don't like confrontation, but people like her—" Evelyn smiled faintly. "Son, the world changes, not when we fight hate with hate, but when we remind it what kindness looks like." Marcus nodded slowly, watching the soft glow of the porch light dance across her face. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And sometimes it arrives wearing a police badge. Subscribe to Cinematic Whispers for more stories that stir your heart, challenge your mind, and remind you. Humanity still shines, even in the darkest moments.